Hey everyone, this is me, Lance Meister, from Gray Fox Games. I'm so used to saying the Undead Viking, but no. This video is to kind of let people know about the upcoming expansion for Reavers of Midgard, and that is entitled Reavers of Midgard, Gods and Prophets. I'm also going to take some time, since it's me, to tell a couple of quick stories as well. I worked in, and if you followed my old YouTube channel, which still exists, mind you, I'm not really active with it as I used to be, but if you follow my old YouTube channel, I expressed the fact that I worked in the banking industry for over 16 years. And then at that point, I kind of had an offer to work in the board game industry, and I took it. And I've been doing that now for nearly a decade. And I've been working at Gray Fox since 2019, which I didn't realize at first until like I actually saw like a pop-up or something in one of those many social medias, if you will, that said that I started working there at that time, and which is bonkers to me. I don't really consider the fact that I've worked for the company for that long. And also the fact that I probably now most of my board game industry working has been working for Gray Fox Games, which, and it's been a blast. It's one of those things where the two owners of the company, Shane and Josh, are two really, really good friends. We kind of all think very much alike. We're very supportive. We are allowed to create and enjoy ourselves, and most of all, we're able to make games that we really love, and then we get to see other people playing those games and being excited with them. So why this is kind of, like I said, it's about both the industry and also the upcoming expansion. And I just want to kind of tell my story about Reavers of Midgard, which is kind of interesting in my mind. So like 6 years ago, I was contacted by Shane, and I had done some video work for Shane prior to working for him. And he asked me if I was going to be at BGG Con, which I always attend BGG Con. Ever since I started going, hey, name drop here. Scott Alden is a good friend of mine, and I've always told him I'll always attend BGG Con as long as I'm able to. And so I said, yeah, for sure, I'm going to be there. And he said, well, we've got a new game coming out. It was in crowdfunding, Reavers of Midgard. It's coming soon. We'd really like it if maybe you played it, gave us your thoughts, and if you have the ability to, could you like make a quick video while you're done? And I said, yeah, absolutely. And so you can still find that video. You can find it on my channel. You can find it on like the Reavers of Midgard page at Board Game Geek, where myself and Josh played the game, and then we kind of talked about it a little bit, and I gave my thoughts on it. And one of the neat things about that was like kind of like my first ever interaction with Josh. Now I had been to like Gen Con and like seen him at the booth and said, hey, how's it going, kind of thing. But I never really had a long kind of conversation, sit down kind of thing. And my first impression of Josh, and mind you, I say this as a person who I consider him a very good friend, and love him like a brother kind of thing. He was not what I expected when compared to Shane. I mean, they have a lot of things alike, but they are kind of different in a lot of different ways. And I remember getting out of that situation. I remember going and like having a drink or playing a game with Shane later, and I kind of just said, what's that guy's story, and I enjoy that. I enjoy the fact that like that my interaction I had with them was that kind of interaction, and how it then ended up being a situation where I didn't really have a good grasp of the person that I was dealing with. And then lo and behold, now many years later, I consider him one of my good friends in my life. But regardless, I remember playing Reavers of Midgard. I remember really, really enjoying it. And I since like owned a copy, and I've played it many times with my friends. And it is kind of my go-to like step above like getting into that medium level rules, engine building, single worker placement, following action type of thing. That's a lot of different adjectives or whatever. But it is, once I know somebody has played, you know, something like Champions of Midgard, I feel like you can take a very gradual step up to Reavers, which becomes its own thing. And it's but it's, and then after that step, like and people are comfortable with that, you can take another step up to something heavier and so on and so forth. But I'm kind of the weird one. I've always enjoyed playing Reavers more than I've enjoyed playing Champions. And so when we got the expansion material, and then when we started working on it, and I started play testing it, and Josh developed the heck out of it, I really loved how it opened up the game. And to that end, I mean, and I'll be completely honest, I'm not a person, and there's a lot of people out there that are um, not like this, but I'm not a person that can play a game 10, 15, 20, 25 times. It is a weird thing where eventually I get sick of playing the same game over and over again. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what puzzle I'm supposed to unlock. For it's like picking a lock, but you can see all the tumblers, if you will. It's just a matter of like having the dexterity or mental dexterity to unlock that combination, and then proceed to the end. And I get it. There's lots of people that like to optimize games and like, hey, I really want to do better the next time I play type of situation. But for me, it's just not there for me, right? And I'll still play, and because I can enjoy the conversations with the people at the table, and I do still enjoy the process of play. But I'm more of an exploratory person. I love to kind of like discover what's going on with the game. And once that discovery process is over, my enjoyment declines. And so I'm a big fan of expansions in general. Now, I'm a big fan of expansions as long as, and if you like, once again, if you watch my old YouTube channel, you'll know this very well. I'm a big fan of expansions that don't say, hey, remember all those rules that you learned for that old game? Well, throw them out the window because we're going to change everything right here and now. And we're going to you're going to have to relearn how to play this game all over. And I don't like that. What I do like is more stuff. I like more things. I like more cards. I like more units, or just whatever, just more of the same stuff that I've already done. Maybe they play with the rules slightly differently. They add a new little hiccup here and there to kind of keep me on my toes, but for the most part it's just more stuff that I can muck around with, that can interact with the old stuff, and I can see what happens. And that's what Gods and Prophets is. The expansion will add a bunch more cards. Like if you've played Reavers of Midgard, you go to different locations, you activate them by spending resources, and then you collect things. It's a very, very heavy point salad type of situation where you are like, oh, I got an artwork, I got a treasure chest. I got like these four different things, and they're all worth points. But if I can like collect more of the same, I can keep collecting more and more type of stuff. And so you're trying to optimize that. You're going and you're burning down villages, you're attacking castles, you are conquering territories. All these things get you points, and you got to figure out how you're going to optimize each spot to do that. And the nice thing is that when somebody goes and activates a spot, everybody else gets to use that spot as well. Now the first person that goes there gets like to do it the best, right? They get bonuses for doing. But and nobody ever feels left out. Like you get to do something on everybody's turn, which is something I've always liked. Cut down the monotony of waiting for your turn, and have some enjoyment every single time an action is taken. But what does Gods and Prophets do? Well, Gods and Prophets adds more cards, it adds more stuff, it adds more of those things that I like, and they also put some hiccups in there. So if you have a strategy you really, really like before, that you said this is awesome and this seems to work really well for me, well, now with more cards and more changes to like the size of the decks that you're collecting, whether you're, like I said, conquering territories, burning villages down, uh, you know, uh, attacking castles, battling sea monsters, that sort of thing. Now there's gonna be more stuff in there, so you can't always count on certain cards showing up because there's gonna be more things, and I like that, and I like the fact that now I've got to like kind of repivot and come up with a better, like, change what I used to do to better fit the new situation. But probably the coolest thing about the whole thing, well, actually, I'm not going to mention the coolest thing. I mentioned the second thing about it. The second thing about it is that where the profits situation comes, there will be a spot on the board that there will be a profit there. And if you go to that location and activate it, you're the first person. The profit will give you like some major bonuses for using that. So maybe I really want to go battle sea monsters, but the profit is over at the raid villages selection. Well, I really want to battle sea monsters, but maybe I'll just do villages now because I want that bonus of going there and activating that. And I'll wait for somebody else to do sea monsters, and then I'll follow them. And so you have those choices, and I like having more choices and more challenged the choices that I have. And the other thing is that there's going to be a maelstrom that will actually like make locations more difficult to use. So I really want to go, again, I really want to go battle sea monsters, but if I go there, I gotta pay extra to be able to use that particular location. So once again, I have to factor in that decision, factor those variables into the decision, which again adds that hiccup, like I was talking about. But okay, all that being said, the coolest thing about it, there will be an extra board. And I know what I said before about like new rules and new things, more stuff. Well, this just adds another location to the game. And what it is it allows you to actually offer up like resources and valuables to the gods. And then a god will actually join your crew on your ship and help lead your clan to victory. I mean, you can get like Odin or Loki or Thor. Like the god Thor will join your crew and help you. And the gods themselves have like very specific bonuses and very specific powers and abilities that will help you and assist you in that way. And I think that's I just love the idea of like, yeah, okay, I have my long ship and it's full of all of these tough battle hardened Vikings. But hey, Odin, come on over here and why don't you steer the ship for a while and help us out? And here comes Odin to help you out and help you drive your clan to victory. So yeah, I mean it's something that if you want to try it out, if you join our Discord, it's a situation where like if you want to try it, you can let me know, and I would absolutely love to have you try it out and play it because we do have it on Tabletop Simulator right now. It is going to be a crowdfunding campaign. We are going to launch imminently. So if you want to know when that launches and when it's coming out, please subscribe to our newsletter, which you can go to greatfoxgames.com and you can do that. And in the meantime, if you don't own Reavers and you kind of are interested in that game, go buy it, go pick it up. I know we have copies. I think we even still have deluxe copies like Kickstarter with all the extra Kickstarter bits and what have you. I think we still have some of those available on our store at greatfoxgames.com as well. So if you want to go check that out. But there you go. That's a little bit of a trip down memory lane with me, a little bit of a talk about Reavers and just kind of like it's just interesting to me that like I did that video with both Josh and Shane all those years ago in Dallas. And then shortly after that, I mean, I had no idea that I'd be working for them. And shortly after that, I had a job with the company. And one of the first jobs I did was I was knee deep in processing and handling the fulfillment of that campaign when it was being delivered to backers. And now I was working hand in hand with the designer and Josh to help playtest that game and playtest the expansion, I should say, and get it to a point where now we're going to be able to publish it and make it available to people. So there you go. Thank you for taking the time to click on this link and take a look at this. And I appreciate all the support all of you do give us here at Gray Fox Games. And until next time. Oh, and if you have something, if you have like a video you'd like us to make about a game or a process that we've done or anything like that, by all means, make those comments below, and or just let me know like something that maybe in the future you'd like to check out. But until next time, this was me, Lance Meister, Gray Fox Games. You have yourself a great day, and we'll talk again soon.